Alright, hello. Welcome to this video. We're going to go over some news that's been going on with the environment on Long Island and the typical favoritism that's going on toward the South Shore. Just looking at the Newsday page, you can see BABY-Lon neighbors, they're upset about floodwaters. This is because of climate change, so now they're demanding extra protections. I'll put a link in the video, you can watch that story, but they're demanding extra protections to keep the floodwaters away, and they want the people, the taxpayers, the state and the federal government, to pay for this while keeping their beach private. So you can watch that story. Typical with the snobs there, and I'm going to call them snobs. Some people may not want to call them snobs. I will call them snobs when it's warranted because they demand the best, they get the best, and and then also want you to watch this story, though it's not environmental. This is about a robbery in Merrick, believe it or not, a knife point. And they're saying, well, we don't like this element in the community or whatever. They said that. But it's okay to have that element in Freeport, right? But when the people from Freeport come over to Merrick to do crime, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Well, everybody deserves to be safe, not just you. All right? But the story that's missing here on the News 12 website, and the real thing that I want to focus on, is a story about a cleanup that's been going on with waterways on Long Island, and they're cleaning up basically all the areas on the South Shore. All right, so again, removing rubbish. These is at BABY-Lon here, BABY-Lon Park Avenue tennis courts. So people cleaning up BABY-Lon. People from Mass Peak were involved. And then, of course, in Rockville Centre, Todd Kaminsky was cleaning up Smith Pond, was there organizing a cleanup of Smith Pond there in Rockville Centre by Hempstead Lake State Park. So these areas get all the attention, even though they really don't have that much trash there. I've hiked in those areas, and there really is not much trash there. Morgan Days Park is one of those areas, and we're going to look at that right now on Google Earth or Google Maps and show you again. I don't see much trash here along the road at all whatsoever. You can look at another spot if you want, but we've seen the way we've seen these parks. They're kept up, they're taken care of. There isn't much trash there, but it's okay for. Here's another spot they were working on. So again, I don't see any trash at all. Very little trash anywhere. It's not like what you have in the middle of the island. And yet, why aren't they going to the middle of the island to clean up the trash? Why is the South Shore getting taken care of, yet the middle of the island, like places like Deer Park, are just completely neglected? And nobody, I've complained to so many people about the trash that's going on in Deer Park and the dumping that's going on in Deer Park, and no one does a damn thing about it. No one does a damn thing about it. So, yeah, I'm pissed. It's all because the snobs don't live here, so therefore, who cares, right? Who cares about this area? The snobs don't live there, forget it. There's not going to be an attention. And I'm going to call them snobs because they demand the best, they get the best, and they get all the attention, all the investment, while the middle of the island just gets neglected and dumped on. And we know it goes on in Deer Park. We know, look at all the trash here. Nobody cleans this up. Nobody cares about this area because it's not a rich, lily-white area full of finance professionals. There's a bunch of beautiful pines here, but that doesn't count. Sorry, we're not going to clean up the trash in this area. We're not going to do anything about it because our kind doesn't live here, so who cares? I'm tired of this kind of nonsense going on here. I'm sorry, I had to rant about that because that just annoys me. So look at all the trash here. There's so much trash in the woods, and you've seen pictures of it that I've showed you how bad it is. It's terrible. It's all over the place. Trash everywhere. All right, and it gets a lot worse. If we can get into the parking lot, I'll show you how bad it is. Let's see if I can get into the parking lot. But nobody organizes a cleanup for this area. No, who cares about Deer Park? Who cares? It's not part of our kind of people, so we're not going to do anything about it. That's the way these people are, and that's what really makes my blood boil. You can see, and it's much worse than this even shows. You've seen the pictures that I've taken in Deer Park of the garbage. You've seen it. You've seen how bad it is. And show you more here, particularly along Long Island Avenue. It's just, look at all this trash here. Look at this. Look at this. Nobody cleans this up. Nobody cleans this up. Look at these beautiful pines. They don't get respect. They don't get respect because they don't work on Wall Street, so who cares, right? Who cares about them? Who cares if it's a dumping ground for problems? Who cares if it turns into a garbage dump and the illegals hang out of your tires, trash? Who cares about that, huh? Who cares? They just want to turn it into another Brentwood. That's what they want to do, and they're gonna. They're turning it into another Brentwood. It's exactly what they're doing. Look at all this stuff. This isn't cleaned up at all. Nobody cares about this area. I'm the only one talking about it. I call the state. I call the legislature for that area. I call the DEC. I call everybody. Nobody does a damn thing about it. You know, if I had a car, yeah, I would pick it up myself if I had the facilities and the means to do so. It's an outrage what's going on. All right? It's an outrage. Everybody deserves to have clean streets, not just white finance professionals. All right? Tired of it. Tired of it. I'll show you more of this area. You know, so it's turning into a rant because when I saw that them working on garbage, and I've been to that park, and there's hardly any garbage there. All right, in BABY-Lon, there's hardly any garbage. The garbage is in the middle of the island. Why aren't they going to the middle of the island to clean it up? Because they don't care about the middle of the island. Todd Kaminsky and his preppy friends can't be bothered to go to Deer Park to clean up this trash. Look at this trash dumped right here. This is right by Heartland, right by the woods. Oh yeah, this is where the bums live. That's right. Nobody does anything about that either. Bums have a camp in there. And I'm going to call them bums too because they've been offered to help. They choose a life of crime. They choose a life of drugs. All right? They can either get help or go to jail. It's not acceptable to have these people living in our woods, in our streets, illegally committing crime, ruining communities. It's not right. We need law enforcement, but we don't get law enforcement because apparently the middle of the island, no, we don't deserve to have law enforcement. All right, because we're not part of that desirable demographic that everybody cares about. The rest of us don't count as human beings, apparently. So, and there's more dumping. It's not just Deer Park. There's other areas. Yeah, look at this. Here you go. Here's more dumping. Right? People just dump their garbage bags right in the middle, off the road here. Nobody cleans this up. Nobody cares about the Pine Barrens. Sorry, it's not a lily-white area full of finance professionals, so who cares about it, right? Well, I care, because that's what my mission is to care about the Pine Barrens. Another area there's been garbage, Rocky Point Preserve. People even dump boats here. Look at this. Boats. Boats. Pine Barrens don't get any respect. There's a sign that's knocked down. They don't get any respect. And this image was taken from in 2012. Look, there's even more garbage over there. You can see it over there. So the Pine Barrens is viewed as a dumping ground, basically. And nobody cares to clean up the Pine Barrens. Only the South Shore, just because. So as I wrap up this rant, here once again along Long Island Avenue, this whole area is just becoming a wasteland of garbage here in Deer Park, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. So all these people that want to do good for the environment, yes, I understand the South Shore's waterways and stuff, but the Pine Barrens are important too, and they don't need to be neglected like this. And I'm tired of the favoritism. I'm tired of it, all right? It exists. I'm tired of people who want to be quiet about it. I'm tired of people who are afraid to call them snobs. I will call them snobs because that is what they are. Snobs, self-centered people, it's all the same thing. They're only looking out for their own kind, demanding the best, and only caring about their own kind while the middle of the island rots, all right? And the Pine Barrens are in the middle of the island, and it really pisses me off to no end to see how the Pine Barrens are being treated. Deer Park is a classic example of just how bad the Pine Barrens are treated on Long Island, and all this trash that nobody wants to clean up. The dumping, the illegals, the bums. Nobody cares about it. I'm the only one talking about it. I mean, look at all this trash here. This is Deer Park, and it's even worse now than when this was taken in July of 2018. And these pines are being choked by all this trash, and it's a travesty that nobody is doing anything about it. I'm the only one out there talking about it. Todd Kaminsky, you feel like you say you want to do good? He's a Wall Street hack. He's got that Wall Street way of talking. Get your you know what down here with your friends from Rockville Centre and clean this up. Folks in Babylon Village, this is technically Babylon Town here. Go ahead and clean this up. Why is it okay to have this trash here? Why is it okay to have this trash here, but it's not okay in Lily White Babylon Village? We all know why that is, you know, and I'm tired of it. This needs to be cleaned up, all right? Clean this trash up now. And I don't blame the Long Island Railroad for this problem. The Long Island Railroad does what it can, and I think that it's really, there's going to be improvements to the railroad, but the forces that are destroying the middle of the island are much bigger than the Long Island Railroad, much, much bigger. And Deer Park, Hicksville, a lot of towns in the middle of the island are just being neglected with trash. And nobody cares to clean this up. Nobody cares. You know, but it's okay to have, you know, it's not okay in bad. It's just like with everything else. There are the rules for the snobs, and then there are the rules for the rest of us. You know, the snobs get the best of everything because they control the government. They're working on Wall Street, banks, finance professionals, and they get the best of everything, and they get the attention, while the middle gets neglected because it's not homogenous, and it just gets dumped on. We get all the trash, we get all the illegals, we get all the problems. We're tired of it, man. We are tired of it, and we're not going to be quiet about it. Anyway, thank you for watching this video.